Welcome in paradise and follow me to my little house. I'm Marloes and I'm a sculpture artist. I also make performances, and the main question that I research in my work as an artist is, who am I?
Okay, thank you. So we are here at your house. Could you tell us a bit more about your house and the way you live?
A long time ago I questioned myself, like, who am I? And also, like, why do we live in a house of bricks? And why do we work so many hours to pay the bills for this house? And then I question myself, like, all right, if I don't want to work that many hours for this house, how can I live in a different way? How can I live closer to nature? And then I started living in a teepee. And then I start to garden my own food. And then I moved to a yurt. And from all those ways of living, I find the essence to live with nature really closely, and I wanted to contain living in this way. So I started to do my research, where can I live and how can I live? And then I find this place where we are now.
So what is it like to live here?
Yeah, what is it like to live here? It has like two sides, like really awesome, like in spring and in summer. I live all the time outside. I put the doors open. The birds flying in and sometimes sitting there and just choop 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 and then flying out, and it's like like those are really magical times. And also, like in summertime, I sleep outside. I can see the stars and the moon, and I can really understand also how the sun is coming up there and then how the sun goes down there. And those are all those magical things that when you live in a house you don't see, you don't meet, or you don't find it. You have to make effort. It's not luxury to live like this. I don't have, for example, a water tap where I can get just how many water I want. So I go with 2 buckets to a place where I can get the water and carry them back. But that made me also realize, like, okay, how much water do I use every day or every week? So I'm really conscious about the water, how much I use. It's not like that I push my finger on the button and then the heater is on. Like I'm going to prepare the wood, I chop the wood, then I take them in and then I can burn the stove. So it takes a while for it gets warm. So in the morning when you stand up, it's like, oh, it's cold and I have to get out. So yeah, you get used to it. But then I prepare the stove and then it's getting warm and then I can do the stuff. But you have to do some effort for it. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if you could tell a bit more about the connection between nature and your artistry.
Because a long time ago I already started like with the question, who am I? And who am I is like, if you look from the outside, I'm a woman. And there start my research, like, who am I as a woman? And then I find out in other cultures that the earth, our earth, called Mother Earth, like the mother, like she's carrying us. And then I started researching about the feminine energy and the feminine way of living. And the feminine way of living is in a cycle. It's not going from A to B as fast as we can and really structured. No, the feminine way is really in a cycle. Like nature shows us. And from that way of thinking, I created this, I don't know how to say it in English, oervrouwtjes. And the oervrouwtjes are for me showing the essence of the feminine energy, of the feminine way of living. We forgot it. We forgot to connect with our Mother Earth. We forgot to connect that it's not from A to B as fast as possible, but that the life is working in a cycle. Like the spring, the summer, and then the autumn is coming, and then we go in, and the winter is about nothing, silence, taking a rest, sitting back, slowing down. And this little art pieces, and those are in 3 different colors. I want to show you. This is the red one. And I created also a black one. And for me, those little women are about connecting with each other beyond the differences that we have. I experience, I can give an example. When I'm in another country and we are talking about the feminine wisdom, we are connected directly. It doesn't matter if we are black or white or whatever, or we have different religions or whatever, we are connected. And this is what nature has shown me. This is what my art is showing me. This is how I research about my intuition. And my intuition shows me which kind of artworks I create, and to connect with Mother Earth. And it sounds a bit maybe weird, but connecting with the earth made also that you connect with the spirits, with everything that is alive, and you can feel it and you can transmit it into this world.
Because we're in a climate crisis right now, what does that mean to you? What does the climate crisis mean to you?
It means a lot, but I also find out that because when I start researching who am I, why am I, why are we doing the things that we are doing, I find so many difficult questions and answers, like why are we destroying the forest, why are we polluting the atmosphere like this, and why. And I find answers to this because there is no cycle anymore. We are not having the cycle recycling, for example, but the cycle is broken. Not only how we live, but also within ourselves. The women are not knowing about their own cycle anymore. We are not giving anything back to the earth, like we are not praying or saying thank you that you gave us this. No, we take it for granted that we just take it. Because I think when you start to think different about the earth and the tree, and that the tree is not just a product, but the tree is a kind of life spirit or something that you can sit next to and you can talk to the tree and whatever, then you cannot cut it that just like, oh, I just cut it and I sell it. Like, yeah, we lost the kind of soul of things. Yeah. Because also in the product you can see, like, we use it one time and then we throw it away. So we are not respect the thing that we take. What means sustainability to me is like what I just described, is that we are going to think about the products that we use more often. Like, all right, do I buy this really cheap plastic cup, or am I going to look for maybe an artist or someone else that prepared a glass and you use it like longer period of time. And also we have to think about the materials that we use and how we can make everything a cycle again. And that's what we have to look close to, like, where is the cycle broken and how can we fix it?
there is a bit of a movement going on that tiny house living is becoming quite popular. Lots of people are looking into it or want to live in a tiny house. Do you think this is something that can create real change?
Yeah, I think it can change. Yeah, I think it's a real change. Yes. If you have to work like 5 days a week all the time and you come home, you don't, yeah, you have to recharge yourself and to continue your life, and you don't have time to feel or to question something or to do something. And if you are going to live a little bit smaller, you have more free time to sit and do nothing and just to contemplate about who am I, how can I see the world, how what can I do to contribute or not, or to change. And if we all slow down a little bit, yeah, I believe that tiny houses and living smaller and not using so much electricity or yeah, so much space, it can also, yeah, I think it can work, it can help. And also when you live like this, you're more wanting to go outside, and if you go outside you meet other people, you talk again to each other, instead of right now we live next to each other but we don't know any neighbors anymore. Like, who are you? Yeah, I'm your neighbor. Ah, okay, I don't know. But here it's like nature helps to connect, not only to nature but to yourself but also to others. It's easier.
Yeah, and yeah, that's actually really nice. And but do you think that this movement, could it be like a grand solution to our climate change crisis?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Because when we start to live together and connect again, and to connect again with ourselves and with nature, we can try to reconnect the cycle again. And when a cycle is reconnected, it will be like this wave, and it can flow out, it can flow more. And like I say, like if people get inspired from people that are really connected again with each other, with the cycle and everything, people want to belong there and want to do the same, and then it's like a ripple effect, like it's going to spread. Yeah. So I believe that if we are going to live together again and face our problems, also our kind of traumas that we have, yeah, we can. Because as a human being on your own, you don't have all the abilities. But when you're all together, we can do it.
Thank you. That is really beautiful. I think that's a beautiful dream that we can have for the future that I hope would come true. So I have a very last question. So we want to create an ecological barometer. So it's pretty much giving yourself a grade for how well you do in sustainability. 1 being really, really, really bad, 10 being perfect. Where do you place yourself on the ecological barometer? What grade would you give yourself?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think I will give myself a 7. But maybe other people would say, no, you deserve 8. But I prefer to say 7. Yeah.
And why?
Because I think that I can do things better always. Like I want to see where I can make it better or more sustainable, or yeah. Yeah.
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.